Today, I want to invite you into something a little different, something personal. A simple afternoon I recently spent with my sisters at a beautiful bird sanctuary right here along the St. Lawrence River in Quebec. But this isn't just about a day in nature, it's about how these quiet, simple moments remind us of what truly matters. Sometimes life gets so busy, so loud, that we forget what peace feels like. As you watch these simple moments walking beside my sisters, listening to the rushing water, surrounded by birds and trees, I want to invite you to slow down with me. Take this as a pause in your own day, okay? Let's reflect together on how we can create sanctuary in our lives, even when life feels full, even when it feels too heavy. Because at its heart, the Bold Life Suite isn't only about doing more, it's about living boldly by learning how to care for your soul as well. We live in a world that never stops. Every day we're pulled in 1,000 different directions. There's notifications buzzing, deadlines looming, expectations building. We live in a constant state of mental noise, and our minds are always racing, always planning, always comparing. Sometimes we don't even notice how tense we've become until we finally pause. We pause and realize I've been holding my breath all day long. Our nervous systems are constantly overstimulated. Our souls are exhausted from the constant demand for attention, achievement, and performance. We believe that if we just work a little harder, accomplish a little more, somehow peace will arrive at the end of our to do list. But real peace, it doesn't wait for perfect conditions. Peace is not something we find after we finish. Peace is something we must practice right in the middle of life. And that's exactly what this afternoon reminded me of. As we walked together, there was no rush, no destination, no agenda. Just the sound of the river, the call of the birds overhead, the laughter of my sisters beside me. We had fun. This is what sanctuary feels like. Not something you earn, but something that you allow yourself to receive. Being with my sisters that day reminded me of the sacred gift of family. There is a particular kind of peace that comes from being with people who know your entire story, people who've seen every version of you that there is, the strong moments, the weak moments, the wins, the losses, and who loved you through it all. With my sisters, I don't have to pretend. I don't have to explain myself. There's a comfort in being fully known. In this world where so many relationships can feel transactional, where so much of life revolves around appearances and performance, it's easy to forget how healing, simple, safe connection can be. Sometimes, sanctuary isn't a place, it's a person. It's a shared glance, a familiar laugh, a memory that you both hold. These are the moments that ground us, that remind us of who we are beneath the busyness of it all. And if there's someone in your life you've been meaning to reconnect with, I invite you. Don't wait. Please don't wait. Life is fragile, okay? These simple shared moments may become some of your most cherished memories. Don't let time go by. Reach out. Nature itself has always been one of my greatest teachers. As we stood by the rapids that day, I could feel my body beginning to release tension I didn't even know I was carrying. The sound of water rushing, the wind gently moving the leaves, the birds calling out as they soared above us. Nature moves at its own pace. It's never rushed, it's never stressed, it simply is. When I watch the river, I'm reminded life keeps flowing. The current never forces itself, it trusts its path. Okay? And in moments like these, my problems shrink, my worries quiet, and my soul breathes again. Science confirms what many of us feel intuitively. Time in nature reduces anxiety, it lowers stress hormones, it calms the nervous system, it even strengthens the immune system. But beyond the science, nature gives us something even more valuable: perspective. The trees aren't worried about tomorrow, The birds aren't anxious about yesterday, they simply exist fully in the present, and they gently invite us to do the same. When life feels overwhelming, sometimes the most healing thing you can do is simply step outside and let the world remind you of its steady rhythm. But here's the truth, okay? Many of us struggle with this stillness. We live in a culture that glorifies busyness. We're taught that rest is lazy, that slowing down means falling behind, and that our worth is tied to how much we produce, how much we accomplish. Um, we often feel guilty for pausing, even when our bodies and minds are begging for rest. The truth is, rest is not weakness. Rest is wisdom. It's refueling. If your car runs out of gas, is that a weakness? No, you just refuel. Stillness isn't avoidance. Stillness is where clarity lives, okay? Some of my most powerful realizations have come to me in the quiet moments, walking through nature, sitting in silence, or simply breathing deeply. When we give ourselves permission to pause, we allow space for healing. We reconnect with ourselves. We begin to hear the quiet whispers of our own intuition. Rest renews creativity also. It restores focus, it strengthens resilience. That simple afternoon at the sanctuary wasn't wasted time. It was an act of self care. It was a declaration. My well being matters. My well being does matter. And so does yours. My soul matters, and so does yours. You may not have access to a bird sanctuary. You may not have a river or a forest nearby, but you can still create sanctuary in your daily life. Because creating sanctuary isn't about where you go, it's about how you live. It's how you pause, even during a busy day, to take 3 slow, intentional breaths. It's how you protect your mind by setting boundaries with technology. It's how you train your attention to notice small beauty, a sunrise, a bird, just a gentle breeze. It's how you begin your mornings slowly, giving yourself space before the whole world rushes in. It's how you connect with people who nourish you, sharing real meaningful conversations. It's how you simplify your surroundings, clearing space to create peace. It's how you listen to your body's needs, allowing rest when you're tired. Sanctuary is not a luxury. It's not a place we escape to once a year. It's a way of being, available to us every day if we choose it. Choose it. When most people think of bold living, they imagine ambition, achievement, action. But true boldness often begins in the quiet places. It takes courage to slow down when the world is telling you to hustle. It takes strength, true strength, to protect your peace in a world that constantly demands more from you. It takes confidence to say, I am enough, even just as I am, resting. The bold life isn't just about doing more, it's about living in alignment with your values. That's very important, about protecting what matters most to you. It's about creating a life where your soul can thrive. And often, that begins in simple moments. Just a quiet walk, a deep breath, a meaningful conversation with a friend or relative, a pause to simply notice where you are sometimes. Peace is not separate from boldness. Peace is the foundation that allows boldness to flourish. As you've watched these simple moments from my day at the sanctuary, I truly hope that you felt a little more grounded, a little more peaceful, a little more inspired to create your own sanctuary wherever you are. The world will always try to pull at your attention, but you are allowed to care for your soul. You are allowed to rest. You are allowed to simply be. It's not selfish to rest. Thanks for spending this time with me. If this time together has brought you some peace, I invite you to subscribe. Share this with someone who may need it also. And join me each week here at the Bold Life Suite. Together, we are learning how to live boldly, not by pushing harder, but by creating lives that are filled with meaning, presence, and grace. Until next time, Take good care of yourselves and live boldly. Nurture your beautiful souls.